To change your life means to do it not for a while, but forever. Not for pretty words, not for a day of motivation, but for the sake of inner honesty with yourself. To fix yourself doesn't mean to become perfect. It means to become authentic. True strength isn't about perfection. It's about being real, without masks, without excuses, without pretending to be someone you're not. The first step is to look at yourself honestly. What inside you works against you? Which habits steal your energy? Which fears hold you back from action? Which excuses keep you standing still? Everything begins here, in the moment of awareness, because you can't change what you don't see, and you can't fix what you refuse to admit. Awareness is not self-blame, not finding someone to accuse, and not trying to understand everything at once. It's about taking back control. It's the moment when you stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver again. Yes, it hurts to look at your mistakes. Yes, it's hard to admit that much depends not on circumstances, but on yourself. But that very honesty, that is the beginning of freedom. The path of transformation doesn't start tomorrow or on Monday. It starts the moment you decide to be honest with yourself, when you stop running from the truth and face it head-on. From that moment, everything begins to change because you stop living in illusion and start living in truth. If these words resonate with you, it means you've already started the journey. Don't stop. Subscribe to the channel to continue walking this path, step by step, toward awareness, inner strength, and true freedom.
As long as you're looking for someone to blame, you're silently giving them power over your life. Every time you say it's their fault, you're signing a contract with helplessness. Because if others are to blame, then nothing depends on you. And that means you become a prisoner of circumstances, not the creator of your destiny. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. Not luck, not fate, not someone who will understand and support you. Everything begins the moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility is not guilt. It's not self-punishment or an admission of defeat. It's strength, because it gives you back control. From that moment on, you stop wasting energy on complaints and start directing it toward action. Where there was once resentment, determination appears. Where there was once "why me?" a new question arises. What can I do now? This simple shift changes everything, because a victim looks for excuses, while a creator looks for a way. A victim waits for the world to change, while a creator begins with themselves. When you take responsibility, you become mature, not by age, but by spirit. You stop depending on chance because you understand your strength lies not in the external world, but within yourself. Yes, life can be unfair. Yes, people can hurt you. But as long as you blame others, you live by their choices. And when you take responsibility, you begin to shape your own reality. It's not an easy path, but it's the one that makes you strong. Because the moment you stop complaining and start acting, you step out of the role of a victim and become the master of your life. Many people don't live in the present. They live in the shadows of what is already past. They return again and again to old hurts, mistakes, and words that can't be taken back. The past becomes a prison in which a person locks themselves. But as long as you keep looking back, you can't move forward. You can't build a new house while still living in the ruins of the old one. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or pretending nothing happened. It's a decision to stop suffering from the same thing again and again. It's the moment you say to yourself, yes, it happened. Yes, it hurt, but it no longer controls me. Forgiveness doesn't justify others' actions. It simply frees you from their power. The past doesn't hold you. You hold the past. You cling to pain because it's familiar, because letting go feels frightening. People often fear the emptiness that follows release. They don't know who they are without their pain, without their resentment. But it's in that emptiness that freedom is born. When you let go of the old, you make space for the new, for ideas, people, dreams, and growth. The pain you keep returning to doesn't make you stronger. It only keeps you from moving on. Stop reopening old wounds. Allow them to become scars. And scars are not weakness. They are proof that you survived, that you went through it and became someone new. Let go of the past, not because you have to, but because you deserve peace. You deserve to live, not merely to survive. Everything that happened is already behind you. Let it stay there, where it belongs. Ahead lies your life, and it begins the moment you turn to face the present.
When you finally let go of the past, a deep silence appears inside. And at first, it feels like loss, as if something familiar has disappeared. The pain, the anxiety, the heaviness you carried for so long. But it's not loss. It's freedom, though at first it may feel frightening. The emptiness that once was filled with memories, regrets, and old hurts is now clear, a clean space where something new can begin. You don't need to see the whole path. No one does. All you're given at this moment is the next step beneath your feet. And that's enough. Start small. One simple action today. Don't wait for inspiration or the perfect time. It will never come. Any movement is more powerful than endless planning. Life responds when you move. It awakens the moment you take action. A small step today can become the beginning of great change tomorrow. The only thing that matters is not to stop, because fear and doubt are just echoes of your old self, the one who was used to waiting, hesitating, and holding back. Let that voice speak if it must, but don't listen. Just keep going. First comes the step, then comes confidence. Never the other way around. No one becomes strong before they begin. Confidence is born through action, not through waiting. Every move, even the uncertain one, strengthens your faith in yourself. The beginning of a new life is not an event, it's a process. It takes patience and trust. You don't have to know where the road will lead. What matters is only this: keep moving forward, step by step, day by day, despite the fear. Because a new life doesn't come from the outside. You create it yourself with every action, every choice, every morning you decide to keep walking. Many people wait for inspiration, as if they can't start without it. They wait for the perfect day, the right mood, the ideal moment. But that moment will never come. It's not motivation that creates action. It's action that creates motivation. True strength appears not when you feel like it, but when you do it, even without desire, even without the right mood, simply because you decided to act. Faith without action is just an illusion. You can endlessly tell yourself, "I believe in success," but if you don't move, you stay in the same place. The world doesn't respond to thoughts or words. It responds only to movement. Every step you take sends a signal, "I am ready." And then change begins to happen around you. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that burns constantly. Discipline doesn't ask if you feel like acting today, it simply moves you forward. And the more you act, the less you need motivation, because instead of fleeting inspiration, you develop faith in yourself, not just in words, but in experience. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen that faith. One small action, one tiny victory, one step forward,
and you are already closer than you were yesterday. Small steps turn into a path, habits into character, and character into destiny. Don't wait for motivation. Create it. Start taking action, and inspiration will follow. Movement itself is a source of energy. If these words resonate with you, don't stop at reading. Subscribe to the channel to get daily reminders that your power lies in action, not in waiting. Together, we will move forward, step by step, day by day, turning faith into reality.
If you want to change, don't wait for a sudden revelation, and don't look for external conditions. Start living as the person you want to become. Don't think that change will happen on its own. You won't become strong, confident, or free just by dreaming about it. Your dreams are merely a direction, a guide, but your reality is shaped by the actions you take every day. You become not what you think about or dream of, but what you do consistently. Every action is a brick in the foundation of your personality. If you want to be disciplined, act with discipline. If you want to be brave, act bravely even when it's frightening. If you want to be calm, maintain inner stability even amid chaos. Actions form habits, habits form character, and character shapes your life. Perfection does not give strength. People often believe they need to be ready, know everything, and do everything perfectly to move forward. But the pursuit of perfection often stops us at the start. True strength is born through movement, through constant steps, even if they are imperfect. Every small step, every action strengthens you and makes you real. The formation of personality is a process. It requires patience, consistency, and the courage to be imperfect. Sometimes you will fall, sometimes you will make mistakes, but each time you learn and grow. The key is not to stop and not to wait for the perfect moment. Act today. Take steps, even if fear and doubt are inside you. It is through movement that strength is born, and it is through strength that you become the person you wanted to be. True personal growth doesn't start tomorrow. It begins in this moment, with your first step towards yourself. True strength isn't found in loud words or in the confidence that others can see. It reveals itself quietly, when no one is around, when you're tired, when you don't want to get up, yet you keep moving forward. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because somewhere inside, there's a quiet knowing. If you don't give up today, tomorrow will be easier. Real strength is not inspiration. Inspiration comes and goes like the wind. Strength is endurance, the ability to hold on when you feel empty inside. It's the readiness to move forward without applause, without approval, without external support, simply because you've decided to, and you keep going. Small steps in difficult moments are the bricks of a new life. When everything goes wrong, yet you still do something, anything, you're building the foundation of your future. Don't look for perfect conditions. Don't wait for the right mood. Strength grows in action, in persistence, in patience. Don't be perfect. Be alive. Allow yourself to make mistakes, to get tired, to doubt, but don't stop. That's true courage, to keep going even when there's no certainty of success. Perfection is lifeless, but life itself is movement. Great change takes time. Patience is also a form of strength. Sometimes the hardest thing is simply to continue, not knowing when the results will come. But that's how the inner core is formed. True strength is not about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do. Not about defeating others, but about never betraying yourself. Strength is that quiet, steady "I can" that keeps echoing inside you even when the whole world is silent. True overcoming isn't about feeling no pain. It's about walking through it and remaining human. When your heart has been burned, yet you still know how to love. when life hits you, but you don't grow bitter. If after everything you've endured, you can still believe, care, and be grateful, you've already won. Trials don't come to destroy you. They come to strengthen you, to show you the depth of your spirit. What feels like punishment is, in truth, training. Life tests not your muscles, but your soul, your ability to stay kind, to not give up, to keep the light within you alive. Pain is not the enemy. It purifies. It burns away what no longer serves you, stripping off the layers that kept you from moving forward. Through pain, you shed your old skin and become new. You begin to see more clearly, feel more deeply, and live more consciously. One day, you realize you are no longer who you used to be. You are greater, purer, real. The path of overcoming is the path of rebirth. You didn't just survive, you resurrected. You've become someone who no longer hides behind fear or excuses, who doesn't look for someone to blame, but chooses to act. Your strength now lives not in your words, but in your heart. Remember, if it hurts right now, it's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the moment when a new version of you is being born. Accept this process with gratitude, and life will respond in kind. If these words resonate with you, subscribe. Here, we don't talk about motivation. We talk about the true journey of the soul, about how to walk through pain and be reborn anew.